than you would ordinarily have done. Number 8. Are you there? Explore project financing. Explore project financing. Now, we need to do a special training on project financing. And I will organize a special session on this, not here, not on the monthly one. But I'll say this. When Africa Integras approached Kenyatta University to construct a 10,000 student hostel, this is the kind of public-private partnership they did, a 20-year concession of 5 billion Kenya shilling. It's a win-win for all of them through what we call in project management special purpose vehicle. Now, I want to admit it's hard for me to explain in 2-3 minutes. So we will have to require people to come to see the difference between financing projects and project finance. Because in project finance, you don't use your money at all. You actually draw contracts for the people who are going to implement the project through what I'm calling the special purpose vehicle. And that's the story behind Donald Trump's success. That's why he said, I never buy anything I can afford. Long before he was president in real estate, he was able to do much of what he did because he never used his own money. He used the concept of project finance. Number 9, venture capital. Fortunately, now we have venture capitalists here in Kenya and abroad. And the idea of venture capital are people who see an opportunity, especially in 2 areas, ICT and climate change. But these days, they're also dealing with energy. Technology, climate change, and energy. That's their main concern. They invest in your business, usually for a period of 7 years. Then they pull out. They take away the proceeds for the 7 year, and they recoup back the investment. And then they leave you to run the show entirely by yourself. How many here have ever seen something they bring on Kenyan TV known as sharks? Ever seen? That's a very good example of venture capitalists. And they're looking for ideas. So if you're not getting money, there's something wrong with your idea creation. Number 10. Renegotiate with an existing business on value addition. Become the CEO of a company. Don't wait for them to interview you. Submit your value add. Great brains do not get paid on the time they spend, but on the value they add in the organization. This is a story of Mori and Centum. Propose. Forward yourself and say, I have seen the gaps in Uchumi. I have seen the gaps in Nakumat. This is what you people are going through. I'll give you this proposal. Think about it. These are my terms. The more strategic you are in your thinking, the higher the dividends. And you end up owning a very big business just because you're bringing a turnaround strategy into the business. Maybe I should mention 3 things about financing that are more critical than the 10 sources of funding. First, if people like you, they will listen to you. But if people trust you, they will invest in you and through you. Secondly, be careful not to remove money from the business at infancy. We call it project diversion funds. Plow back everything to the business at the initial stages. Separate your personal accounts from the business accounts. And number 3, account for every penny. You may want to get an accounting software like FreshBook, but if numbers is really not your thing, outsource accounting services. You need to do a line between incomes and profitability. Every business decision must be informed by your management accounts from real data. Don't do it to satisfy KRA requirements. Don't do it to play around with a bank that wants to fund you. Have genuine management accounts to inform your personal business decisions. What is the way forward after this meeting? First, I suggest, as a startup, you will have a lot of expenses. As much as practically possible, avoid what you can. Many expenses you cannot avoid. But if you need to talk with a friend to open an office, you see, last week I opened 2 offices in the UK, one in Midlands and the other one in London. just to expand my networks there. But what I did, I don't want to start spending money with offices. Because who is an office? It's a person, isn't it? So I came up with strategic partners there. Their job description is clear, and what they will be doing on behalf of Sense 101 Life Club. We even signed the contracts. I'm even going to update my website with the 2 offices. It's strategic for me. It's part of my corporate branding. But more importantly, I'm not spending my monthly because there are already existing offices for friends. Now, for most of you, I suggest don't advertise through mainstream media. Initially, use social media. Make use of free advertising. Send your adverts to all your contacts through WhatsApp. You're going to get 3 reactions. 1, there are those who are going to celebrate you. 2, there are those who are going to be indifferent. They don't care about what you're doing. But number 3, there are those who will be very irritated with what you're doing. The third category, delete them from your phone book. Unapologetically. It's over. If you can't help each other, why do they have to stick in your phone book? Why do you even cheat yourself that these are friends? Just agree. Come to terms with it. It's over. Just accept it. Delete the number so that you can be doing broadcasts without caring who is receiving. Rather than be getting bitter messages, I told you not to send me these things. No, just delete. Because that is free advertising. Minimize the costs. Secondly, do it yourself initially. I'm not suggesting we ignore the system mindset. We've got to have a system mindset from the outset, but initially build on sweat equity. Especially if you're coming from the corporate world, where everything was done for you. For example, you had a food accounting department. You had a marketing department. There are those guys who are marketing on your behalf. You had a procurement department. You did not even know where River Road is and Kirinyaga Road. Right now, you will be the tea girl, the CEO, and the sales boy. And only then do you understand the business end to end, every nut, every bolt. So that even as you graduate to the next level, you understand the intricate nitty-gritties of your venture. And thirdly, as you venture into business, clarify your motive. Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to be rich? Do you want to be rich so that you can just buy a Jaguar? Or so that you can brag over your siblings? Do you want God to give you money to satisfy your unending sexual lust and go to the red districts? Are you looking for money that will kill you? No wonder God never blesses you. Because God is not party to satisfying your lusts. You've got to have the right motives why you're looking for this money. You've got to touch the community around you. Connect with them. Give back to the society upon which your business grew. And don't just give them food and clothes, but also hug them. There is an emotional need that those people whom you are calling dirty need from you. God judges our heart's desire. And there are many of us here who have never moved from one step to the other because every single motive of their heart is not clean. Last week but one, I had the opportunity of visiting the royal castle, the home of the Queen at Windsor. You may need to know this, that it's a place you can go. They allow public to visit the place. It's a huge thing, and what is shocking, it was done centuries ago and is still standing as it was done many, many, many years ago. But as I was walking around this thing so huge, many, many, many acres, a huge castle, I thought to myself, what gives this woman so much wealth and glory and power? She never labored for it. She never hustled for it. It was passed on to her, courtesy of her bloodline. She was born into it. She didn't labor for it. And I'm saying this because there is someone here who has called himself a professional hustler. You have accepted it. You have conveniently bought the gospel of living within your means. I ask you tonight, what if your means are not God's means? What if your provisions are way below the divine provisions that were originally intended for you? Can I suggest tonight, You're created to live abundantly, not sufficiently. You are a royal nation, a chosen people. You belong to the family of God. Your liberty will come when you know who you are and whose you are and what you're entitled on courtesy of your royalty. You don't struggle through it. You are born into it. Are you born in God's kingdom? Thank you, and God bless you.